What's going on, dude?
Wow.
Yeah, I suck. I suck. I'm
No,
sorry.
no. Listen, I'm
But
about 2 hours ago. I finished reading and I sat down on the couch and immediately became quite asleep because I am just fucking falling apart over here. I suck. It's like shit is not going terrifically. But how are you
so
doing?
um, I'm doing okay. Had to basically rototill a big portion of my yard,
Ooh.
and I've been
Oh.
yeah because we got a sump pump put in and pipe replaced,
Oh, was that?
and they had to dig up the whole front yard.
Yeah, I recall that occurring.
Yes,
There was a big excavating at some point last year.
yes. Um,
Okay. All right. Well, that's well
okay.
shit. Well, I hope that yeah. I hope
Yeah.
that you
Well,
are not too sore and worn out.
oh, I'm exhausted, but
Yeah, me too.
I'm ready to talk some worm because this chapter was great.
Arc
Like,
3. I noticed that they are
Arc
labeled
3.
as arcs
Yeah.
in the table of contents here.
Yes.
All right.
It's agitation.
Arc 3 agitation, yes. And also, we did not talk about the Victoria interlude, and I
Oh yeah, we forgot
also
about that.
did not read the interlude at the end of this one. Um,
Oh, oh, that's a good one.
yeah,
Oh,
let's see. I popped it
what
open
makes
very
it good?
briefly, and then I was like, yeah, uh, the local parahuman response team division. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we will. I will. We'll touch upon it briefly. I'll ask you about it, and that's Anyway, we're reading Worm, which is a web serial written by a gentleman called Wildbow and published between 2011 and 2013. It is a superhero serialized web novel. Probably one or two things in there I said once or twice, but I'm Dave, and this is Thrash. This is
Hey,
Thought that was Worm. I got a. This might be the permanent theme song, or I might stop doing it altogether because this is so bad. It's so.
oh my God,
it.
I'm so excited.
This is the worst thing. This is the worst thing that um, AI has cooked up for me. Yet, I'm going to play a little cut for you as the intro to this episode. Maybe at the end, maybe once we've wrapped it up, I'll play a longer portion of this.
Oh my God,
Um,
I'm so excited.
are you ready? Is this what this is?
These have been terrible, and
Yeah,
I love it.
this is
So,
like I don't even. Yeah, this is very bad.
Thought that was worm. Thought that was worm. You talk big, babe, then you get burned. Thought that was worm. Thought that was worm. WNFB. Now watch me turn.
So this
I'm
is
so,
Thought That Was Worm on WMFB. Yeah, sorry, Thrash. What were you saying?
that was so terrible. That was I don't know what the hell that was, but that was great.
Man, yeah, so what I did, I kind of just, I thought, let's see what happens if I just type in a summary of the things that happened during our last reading. And it actually, it's terrible. I mean, the whole song is unbelievably bad, but it was kind of following along at first, and then it starts singing about a bunch of other weird stuff. Anyway, for anyone listening, I've been playing with Suno, which is an AI platform that will write a fucking song for you. So art really is dead, and it's disgusting to me. But like I'm obsessed with it. Like I looked at was Sora the other one. I mean I had a minute playing with Sora, but like I'm really like, yeah, we are like human creativity will have to persevere somehow. We will have to figure out how to make art while while the world drowns in slop. I don't know, because I'm fascinated by it and disgusted by it, and like, and as you know from being on Discord and playing role-playing games with me, I've done quite a bit of generative AI, and it's we're all doomed, and art is definitely over with.
Like, I mean, when we were supposed to, like, the last time I really messed with it was when Pete wanted to do that joke
We were going to
D&D
do
game.
a one-shot D&D session, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be like a elfin game show or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it was, do you know what a Tarrasque is?
A Tarrasque, no.
It's a big monster. It's a big demonic dragon monster. So the game was Tarrasque Master.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Right.
That's so good.
By the way, I have not seen any of it yet, but I believe season 21 of Taskmaster is on YouTube.
I have been watching some of it.
Yeah?
It's so good. Oh yes.
What's that one guy's name?
Yes. Kumail Nanjiani.
Camille? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Kumail
guy-
Nanjiani. I'm such a I'm It's so funny because so like not to be like one of those, I remember Kumail when he, before he was in Marvel stuff, but
Oh,
like
sure.
but like he used to come on the Harmontown, and that was like one of my favorite podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
And Kumail is just such a funny dude, and he was, an average sized dude, and you see him on Taskmaster, and the dude is yoked like invisible suitcases, like out of nowhere. He's just buff as shit,
Yeah,
and everybody's like starstruck by him. Like, one of the jokes in one of the episodes was he got to meet his teammates, and he had to go to another room to go do something for a task, and both of his teammates looked at each other and goes, "Oh my god, he's so famous." I nearly died.
that's kind of awesome, because
And I'm so happy for him, because I'm a fan. But like, yeah, it was just weird seeing him like again, dude, bodybuilder, like pure, like, I don't know what they put in the water at Marvel, but like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was when it was the Eternals, right? Yeah, when he bulked up. Like, I remember seeing pictures of him at the time, because he bulked up quite a bit. I don't know if you saw any of the video or anything that I posted, but I had trouble taking notes during this reading.
Oh.
So my notes,
no.
my notes are in a state of disarray. My white cat was very interested in what I was doing, and then, as a matter of fact, when I got home, the white cat lives with my mom. When I got home, I don't know if you read any about my adventures today, but my bank account was hacked or something, so I had to reset the password. And I wrote down the new password, which they tell you not to do, probably for other reasons than this. But I wrote down the new password on the back of my notes, so my notes are kind of in a bunch of different. I have a bunch of different pages of notes. Which of these is my camera? Wow, none of them, because it's not turned on. Anyway, I have a bunch of loose pages of notes that are torn up because I cut the password out of the back of one of them and stashed it somewhere. Never write down your password, because you might have to cut up the notes for the review of the web novel that you're going to be doing later in the day. Also, someone might find your notes. And
might take your money.
Then they'll take all of your money out of your bank account. Now, so if anyone's going to be breaking into my house, somewhere around here I have but this is the funny thing. If for some reason someone were to hear this and say, I'm going to break into his house and find his bank account password, if you search this house, you would find scraps of paper all over the place, in like the sides of cabinets and on the side and in between books on the shelves and all over the place, with passwords from the past 10 years. And I just, if I'm lucky, I know where the most recent one and this is not just the bank. Although I'm trying, and as I was saying earlier today, I'm trying to keep them in my Google like password manager, but
Yeah.
anyway,
I don't
I'm
know,
falling apart. The mess.
I have like a rotating set of passwords in my head that I usually use.
Yeah, I tried doing that for a while, and I'm not sure. Yeah, at some point I was like, you know what? Fuck me up, Google. Just give me the gibberish passwords and I'll... See, because the problem is... You know what? I don't know what the problem is. I'm not sure how I would end up in this situation, because whether I'm on my PC or on my phone, I should be able to go into Google and locate the password and like copy it. But for some reason, I've been in a bunch of situations where I felt unable to do that, and I have like been looking at my phone and looking at this long gibberish password, like just a string of letters and numbers, and like typing it one digit at a time into the PC. I must have been doing that because I was an idiot. I think there's no way I would not have been able to just open Chrome and get the password. I wonder why I was doing that. I recall doing it many times and thinking that like, well, because... Wow, I'm not talking about anything right now.
And again, like that's yeah, I totally get that. I mean, some people like I know people that do that themselves, and it's just easier to manage. Like I think I talked about this the other day, but I went into the city that I live in, like the downtown area,
Sure.
and I didn't realize that they don't accept change at the parking meters anymore.
Oh man, Bloodlines 2 is on sale. Sorry. Do they want a card?
No, they want you to use an app instead.
Oh, and not even a card or not a bill. No chance you can put a bill in. Or
No.
Okay,
no
an app.
Coins, no nothing. An app. And I didn't have a credit card at the time, and so I'm like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Holy shit!
And I'm sitting here looking at like this machine, trying to find somewhere to put the money in. Like I'm from the past.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Well, now you are.
I know, and then this lady, this young woman walks past me, and she goes, you know, the app's easier. And I'm like, well, I understand that. I don't have a credit card. And she just kind of gives me a look up and like from like down at like my shoes and then back up at me, and she goes, the app's easier, and then turns around and walks away.
Man.
I'm like, is this how people talk to each other now?
If they talk to you at all.
Good God. I did not realize this. Like even today, there's this old lady that like I've never seen before in my life is walking on the sidewalk. I'm trying to, you know, push all this dirt back to the front of my house, and she comes up and she goes, you know, my daughter says that when it settles naturally, it's better for the yard. And I'm like, well, ma'am, like, you know, I've got like a like
And
2 foot
now you're
sunken
expected
hole.
to explain yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I got a 2 foot sunken hole over here that's around this pipe, and I need to make sure that it's covered and on stable ground, lest it ends up awkward.
Were we talking about Ghostbusters 2 recently?
I don't know, but I that's exactly what I was going for.
That's the guy you were doing. I got downtown telling me to dig over here. They're telling me to dig 2 blocks to the east. I was told 2 blocks. Yeah.
Yes, dude. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Great movie.
Oh man, great fucking movie.
Where's my wallet? I have a Ghostbusters 2 trading card in the middle, like in the middle most secret fold of my wallet. Several years ago, I ate some mushrooms, and someone I was with had a pack of Ghostbusters 2 trading cards, and I selected one and stuck it in my wallet, and it says HATE, HATE, NYC style, and it's all the dudes covered in goo beating each other up on the street.
Oh man,
Like the main characters right after that scene when they come up.
Oh yeah, that was gross.
That's a dark movie. That is a movie. That is a movie where everyone is treating each other in New York, in a fictional New York City, much as I do think people treat each other today on the street. I'm sure it's not always like this, but and what I'm saying is at this point cliched. But I do feel like people are out there in the real world as though they are anonymous Twitter users, just acting like assholes to everyone they see, and probably a variety of other reasons. People have just abandoned civility, but. Anyway, this is a movie about people are acting like that so much that all the negative energy and shit and the stink of their nasty vibes turns into a physical slime that builds up under the city streets until the whole fucking city erupts with hatred and people start beating the shit out of each other. And yeah, that's a great movie.
It was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I definitely loved watching that one. The Empire, not the Empire State Building. Wow.
When the Empire State Building goes walking down the street.
No, the Statue of Liberty goes walking down the street, and then the Titanic comes back. And
I was about to ask.
And then Cheech Marin says,
Marin,
"Better late than never." Yeah, better late than never. I love that line. That was a great line, and I didn't understand the joke until way later.
Was it in one piece, or was it like two halves of the Titanic? Was there a big crack in it?
There was just a big crack in it, but it was like still looked like it was like a float and together sort of a thing.
There's some I wonder. There's some story I heard. I wonder if it's Well, yeah, I have no idea where I heard this, but I heard that, like, you know, some survivor had described it and, like, described seeing it crack in half, and, like, a bunch of experts and whoever, I have no idea where the fuck I heard this story or if it's accurate, but, like, generally people are like, well, there's no way that ship could have cracked in half being made out of these sheets of iron, and you know, that part of the story can't be true. And then, you know, some people went down in a submarine and looked at it, and it was in two pieces. I have no idea what that fucking story is. Wait, was it really? James Cameron is not the first person to look at it.
Not the first person. Oh, okay. I'm just being a smart ass. Like he has done like a bunch of those dives, and apparently had
before
to
the movie
really
he was
prove
down
himself. Like had to prove himself about the Jack and Rose thing, like about about them like both fitting on the door.
Yeah,
and about how physically impossible it was like,
because it's not just the space on the door, whether or not, you know, because people show the photo and they're like, there's definitely room for him on there, but that's not.
There's so much surface tension that you can put onto the door without submerging it. Mm-hmm. So, and I can understand that, but like maybe try once, and then if it doesn't work, then do the chivalrous thing and, you know, fall off the side or whatever, Leo DiCaprio.
You know what? Whether or not, not having physics part of the conversation at all, kind of a bullshit ending. Kind of bullshit. Kind of mean storytelling to be like, so they kind of survive, there's a door, and one of them has to sacrifice. Like, I mean, I guess it's what you would expect after that fucking movie. But it's kind of just dirty. It's kind of just dirty, tug at your heartstrings streams storytelling.
I really gotta say that, like, is it me? I don't know if Billy Zane did, you know, something wrong or something, but like I haven't seen anything of him in like years, but like I'm a fan. I like Billy Zane. And Billy Zane as like the antagonist in that movie, I thought was great.
Well, I mean, I certainly cannot think of a movie I have seen him in lately.
That's what. Yeah.
He wasn't. I mean, I don't think he wasn't ever in a ton of things, and I guess I don't know. I sort of feel like he just kind of trickled off. Remember Zoolander?
Yeah.
He's like the referee or whatever when they're having
Well, I thought David Bowie was the referee.
Oh no, it was David Bowie. I think Billy Zane is just there.
Yeah, I think it was just like he complimented Zoolander, and then like Zoolander was like, "Thanks, Billy Zane," and then does the face.
Yeah, he says. Man, he says. I don't know what this is a response to, but Hansel, Owen Wilson's character, says, "Listen to your friend Billy Zane. He knows what's good for you." There's a couple direct Billy Zane mentions. Like, they make sure to, use his full name 3 or 4 times because it's funny. Yeah, I wonder if at that time it was kind of funny, because he really is a few very specific things. One of those, by the way, is Twin Peaks. Actor, Titanic, 1997. Boy, real distinctive face. I mean, he's almost like you just gotta, like...
Yeah, he's got a...
I don't want to say slappable.
He's got that villain face. Like,
yeah,
some people just have
like...
that about them. Like, that's why Willem Dafoe does so well as a villain sometimes.
Well, let me tell you, he's got roles on IMDb up until 2026. I mean, it looks like, and I'm scrolling, man, a bunch of roles, and I guess nothing I've ever seen. Don't Mess with Grandma, Single Car Crashes. Oh, The Oath. I feel like I actually saw King Aaron. This is a different Oath. I saw a movie called The Oath that was about a home invasion and like some sort of fascist oath that people take. Oh man, he was in The Boys as Billy Zane. Maybe?
Billy Zane.
It says Billy Zane / Alistair Adana, so maybe not. But I guess he has shown up in a lot of TV shows throughout the years. I'm like, I've scrolled past so many things that I've never heard of. Cliffs of Freedom, Trouble Sleeping, Lucid, Blue, World Order. Oh, Legends of Tomorrow, that was a DC show. But yeah, I'm just fucking scrolling. He's been in tons of things, including Zoolander 2.
You know what, man? Billy Zane as Arms Master. What do you think?
Yeah! Wow!
Yeah,
oh man, that is an instant casting.
Instant cast. Let's do it.
Have you done any casting? Do you cast, like, when you're reading, do you kind of... Because I haven't cast any of these guys at all, I don't think.
I haven't... Well, I don't know too many young
That's
actors.
the thing,
like,
right? Yeah, I don't know who any of those people are.
I would say, like, Zendaya is, like, one of the youngest actresses.
Yeah, she's part of the, like...
The Timothy Chalamet, the new, like, Brat Pack sort of shit.
Yeah, there's, damn it. Well, there's a podcast called How Did This Get Made? And they have a term for these kids. It might be Geek Squad. But Zendaya, Chalamet, basically all the actors on Euphoria. Sydney Sweeney.
Actors on Euphoria.
I would almost, like... Do I feel like Sabrina Carpenter has done, like, an acting role or two? I honestly am not positive.
I feel like she was on...
She was on SNL, or The Muppet Show, actually, is what she was definitely on.
I remember the SNL and the Muppet Show episode, but like
Jacob Elordi.
I forgot what she was on, like a television show for like Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of these, and a lot of them were on either Disney or Nickelodeon shows that. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of young actors that I really don't know at all. Mm-hmm. Did you see Frankenstein?
I did not yet. No, the Benicio del Toro, Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro, yeah. It's got Jacob Elordi, who is kind of one of those... Oh, man, also that dude from... I heard that dude from Sinners is in a very upsetting movie about Australia. About... Yeah, maybe not exactly a home invasion, but about just, people getting killed by their neighbors or being killed on vacation or something in Australia. Eden Lake might be it, although there's like 3 horror movies that are called Something Lake on HBO right now. Boy, I don't mean to... Yeah, I don't know. I guess every time when we start talking, it's it's like there's a bunch. Well, I don't know. Because it's not like I was thinking about all those things before I sat down, but you have a tendency of maybe before I really get into it, you need to like fire off a few neurons of random things that you're gonna remind me of. Like the fucking like the Frankenstein movie that I also did not see. So why are we talking about that? Jack O'Connell is in Sinners and a bunch of other shit, and some Jack other show O'Connell. That a bunch of those other he's in some show that like 2 or 3 of those other kids are also in, which I'm not again.
Okay.
Yeah, Sinners. Oh yeah, we watched Sinners.
Yeah, it's great. I like Sinners.
It's a neat movie. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is also Dane DeHaan, who was in Chronicle with Michael B. Jordan. I feel like I don't really put him in the Geek Squad or whatever these kids are. He may have kind of. I don't know if I've seen him in much. He was in a Stephen King adaptation called Lisey's Story, which is an adaptation of a really good book, and it's a little bit boring, the TV show. Dane DeHaan is also cool. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely have like a sort of a mental image, definitely, of Taylor and Tattletale, and kind of the dudes a little bit, kind of as cartoon characters more, though. Yeah, I haven't really cast anyone, but Billy Zane as Armsmaster, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's perfect instant casting.
That would be great.
Let's get Billy Zane back in front of, well, me, I guess, because I guess he's working, just not... Well, the thing is that there's so much goddamn media being made now, just everywhere. Just more than anyone would watch, and so much of it is garbage.
And again, again, this is so, like... This is such a fun concept that, like, why I'm surprised that, that they haven't, like, pitched it somewhere. This is such a fun idea. I've been really enjoying this series a lot.
Yeah, I don't yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that I have not. I was even looking to see if anyone ever adapted this as a comic or did any other kind of adaptation, and it might be. I mean, I don't know what the creator, how the creator feels about anything like that happen, because that would ultimately be who it would be up to. But
right.
Yeah, there's definitely people that have drawn out like pages from this, but no comic book adaptation that I could find, and I don't know if I don't know if this has been adapted. And I have sort of said this before, and I don't really know, and I'm not sure exactly even why I feel this way. It may only be because, I'm not sure if the person who originally recommended this to me might have told me that, like, this may get extremely dark or extremely gory. But I cannot recall exactly what they said, and if it was one of those things, or if they just said that it was, like, extreme, you know what I mean? If they just said this was like there was something special about it. But I feel like I was like lightly warned, and that may have something to do with whether or not this has been adapted.
I'm intrigued to see where again, like this, like I'm waiting for like when shit turns. Like,
this is getting bad. I'm wondering if she's ever going back to school.
No, again, this is, and again, I explained my theories about how her dad might have just paid off some people to be her friend, and may have been a supervillain himself at some point.
We talked to Dad a little bit during this reading. I feel like I almost remember like not making a note. I feel like I noticed something about what he was saying, but then I didn't. But well, again, why do I even? Earlier today, I made a decision to not make a note of something, and now I'm saying, well, I remember deciding not to make a note about the thing that I'm now talking about. Wow, yeah. So,
yeah.
We see Armsmaster, but first, at the end of... Oh.
I was going to say at the end of To the Interlude.
Yes, we have Victoria.
Victoria Dallin. She's beating up a skinhead.
She flies around. Yeah.
She flies around.
We mentioned the Empire 88, but also a little bit later on after Victoria, Taylor makes it sound like just anything with a triple E in it is probably has something to do with white supremacy.
Yes.
So we have EEE instead of KKK, although I'm sure there's probably a KKK, but we are using, and the Empire 88 is the local gang of skinheads you know what, I'm not going to speculate upon the history of racism in this fictional world, but that's I was about to start going, I don't know if EEE was like something like the 14 words or whatever the fuck our skinheads say, and then and then Empire 88 decided to, because she sees someone with a tattoo, and this is like, again, talking about a hyper-violent world. The tattoo says like a race of eliminate maybe not exactly those 3 words, but something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's again because Nazis are such fucking pussies. They have to do like code things to hide what the fuck they're doing. These little like dog whistle bullshits. Like again, like 88 is H is the H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. HH, you know the phrase.
Oh,
So
whoa! Wait, is that like known? Is 88 like a 14?
88 and 14
do they say 1488?
Some of them do.
Okay. Wow, you're schooling me about how to look out for skinheads. Maybe I shouldn't say skinheads, but particularly Nazis. Plenty of people have skid on the top of their heads.
I mean, like if you're talking about like sharps.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm talking about. Sharps. Yeah, like a bunch of
even soccer hooligans are okay.
A bunch of bald punks are not necessarily fascists. I guess. So Victoria Dallin is swooping out of the sky. She does a superhero landing, and she starts beating the shit out of one of these Empire 88 guys.
Mind you, after he had gone and apparently knocked out the teeth of a black college student.
I like how the text mentions that she is using her power on him a couple times before it really gets down to what it is, which is a little bit like Presence in Vampire the Masquerade, except it enhances the emotions of those affected by it. Actually, I'm not even sure. I think the first time I read it, it sounded like she was putting out like a presence, like a magnifying aura around herself, although every other time that they mention it throughout this reading, it seems more like she's just broadcasting emotions. So I may have misread that at first, but anyway, something like that. And she throws a dumpster at this person and crushes some of his vertebrae. Maybe not. Maybe she doesn't really crush some of his vertebrae, but he's fucked up.
My favorite passage was this time he didn't get up. Fuck, she swore. Fuckity fuck. Mm-hmm. I love that.
It's not what you say
No.
It's not what you say when you're really upset at yourself or really it's not what you say when you've really fucked up. It's when you wish you didn't do what you just did, but you know, it's not gasp. Oh no.
you left like something cooking on the stove for too long, and you just realize, oh, fuckity fuck.
Now, her sister Panacea does infer, as they are walking away from this situation, that maybe she had said aloud that his vertebrae were shattered, and maybe she had inferred that she would not heal this man unless, he told them what they wanted to know. But it's not totally clear, and he's fucked up anyway. And yeah, so what happens is that Victoria's sister, Amy. Victoria goes by Glory Girl. They're a member of a new team called New Wave, which is... it seems to be made up of like recent graduates from the Ward program, or people that are, or teenage heroes that are not involved in the Ward program, because they mention that they are a they're a non-sponsored superhero team. But we've got Glory Girl and Panacea, and she throws a dumpster at this guy, fucks him up enough that Panacea... Well, at first Panacea comes and starts scolding Victoria. Like, please stop killing people, or I'm going to call a ambulance, and they're going to take him to the hospital, and then you're going to get fucking arrested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wrote it out pretty clearly. Like, dude, like, I think she said this, well, I forgot how many times this has happened, but it was like the umpteenth time that this has happened. Which
is the kind of thing you say, oh, fuckity fuck. She's saying fuckity fuck because her sister's gonna come and yell at her, not because she broke his spine.
Yes.
This is like, this whole thing in general has a very, this whole book so far, it seems like the characters just have and again, there is a very comic book structure to this, but all of the characters are generally trying not to kill people. Like, a lot of the good characters and a lot of the perspectives we see are, I guess, presented as genuinely good. Like, despite, the reader is kind of meant to feel like, it is not great that Victoria is sort of doesn't care that much. She cares more about getting in trouble than whether or not she's killing these guys.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So far, the story has a clear morality, I guess, it seems.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, it's just like, killing is bad, don't do it, limit the amount of casualties as much as you can, sort of a thing. But, like, yeah, it just seems that it's almost like a
a superhero code.
Some sort of like a superhero, like a super powered and can't control it for like the first handful, like a Herculean sort of story.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's certainly what it is with Victoria. You don't want to, overuse your strength and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and she was even talking about reserving the amount of force she was using, and then because she got frustrated, she's almost like tantrum-y, a little like childlike, and then she's turning to her younger sister, that hey, help me out here, which is
And your younger sister is the more cool-headed one.
Exactly.
Amy, Panacea, so they interrogate this guy because Amy says, I'm not going to heal you, and also your dick's not going to work because of this fractured vertebrae anymore. So I'm not going to heal you unless you tell us everything that we want to know about what's going on. And he is in incredible pain after having a dumpster thrown at him. But he says something about is the Kaiser their boss? And this is part of my notes where I cut a piece out. I have the piece of my password.
You found it?
Yeah, it has to do with the Kaiser's. Kaiser is their boss, and what his orders for the E88 is what Victoria wants to know. And they mention a guy named Coil, who I think is... Yeah, it must be the leader of another gang. I did not write down the name of another gang, but someone named Coil is moving into the docks, the area we've discussed, which is where the Undersiders stay. And basically he's saying that the docks are about to be, because of the weakening of the ABB, the E88 and also whoever this guy named Coil is leading are going to be closing in on the docks. So that's our ominous end of chapter 2.
Oh, hold on one second. There's an ambulance coming down the
Oh,
street.
I hope that. Well, it's probably an emergency, but I hope anyone that is being visited by an ambulance is gonna.
Yeah, I hope everybody's
is gonna
alright.
hope everyone's all right.
That's. But yeah, that was just like particularly loud. Like my headphones are fairly soundproof, and that was loud as shit.
Oh, I'm not sure I'm not sure any of it came through. So hooray
well,
to
well, good
Discord's noise canceling. We'll see if. Yeah, we'll see if it's on the recording. I don't know.
But yeah, but yeah, apparently like there's like 50 ex-military working for this Coil guy.
Right. Yeah, and they are super
that's
powered
weird.
ex-military that you can shoot them lots of times, and they seem to have super suits that allow them to keep getting back up and shooting laser beams at you. So he's got, yeah, Coil with a bunch of super soldiers is one of the gangs. I don't know if that word is appropriate. This sounds like a paramilitary force more than a gang, but that's one of the guys that is interested in the docks.
And just like some of these superhero names like Uba and Leeds and
Oh, yeah.
Circus and or the crews, I
Did
guess.
they mention all of
Wheeler,
those guys?
Trainwreck,
Yeah, Uber and
Stain.
Lead, I think, are two individuals.
I assume that these are. I wasn't sure if that these were like crew names or if these were like.
There's a point where we get a bunch of those all kind of mixed together.
Yeah.
It's a few individuals and a few crew names. So I'm not sure, yeah, which is which. And I felt like I had written down. Well, we'll get to it if we get to it. I did write down one thing that I was not sure if it was a crew or what, but it's not where we are in the notes right now. But yeah, Uber and Leet are, yeah, I sort of, maybe just because of the way that it was like, I feel like it was like there's this gang, there's Uber and Leet, and I sort of felt like that maybe that's like two dudes, because those sound like, well, Leet obviously is like a hacker kind of, vibe, and this is,
Yeah.
was Uber like driving around, was that even a thing at this point? It's Uber with an umlaut.
Yeah, the umlaut, yeah. No. But yeah, no, the app wasn't around back then.
In 2011?
Nope. I don't believe so. I think Uber started around like
Like
2014, something like that, 2015.
Uber app when start.
Uber app, when start.
It began its journey in 2009 in San Francisco. The public app launch was in 2010/2011.
Oh,
But, in fact, in 2011, it was renamed to Uber and expanded to New York City, and moving beyond so it started out with just luxury cars. So it probably wasn't. So I mean, that's 2011 was the very, very beginning. So it probably wasn't like around until like 2014 or 2015. So
yeah, no, that's no, that's some knowledge.
yeah, I guess that's important to know. I don't know. Uber and Lead and a few other, yeah. At some point, I did write down a bunch of in fact, coming up, I wrote down the names of the wards. But we are just at this point, and there's a lot of exposition in the next couple of posts in this arc. Where we are really now, and some of these are names I've seen twice now. So some of them I know we saw earlier, like we've seen Shadow Stalker mentioned at least twice now, and we saw Aegis mentioned, in last week's reading. So some of these names are coming up for a second time, which is a good strategy in writing to mention something once or twice and then kind of start. Although we really are getting a lot of names and information thrown at us in the beginning of Chapter 3, Arc 3. We also learn that Taylor can control crabs and worms.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if
yeah,
she was
she's-
going to be controlling worms or not, but
Yeah, she was, yeah, she runs into Brian, which, like,
they've
I
made
mean,
a.
immediate, like, I know that he's going to betray her at some point.
Yeah, you think it's him?
He's going to break her heart, and she's
Oh,
going to be
no.
devastated.
Oh no, Brian! Come on.
I know, but that's my prediction. But anyway, meets her on the boardwalk. with
He's
some
gonna meet
French
her on
donuts
her
and
morning
coffee.
run, yeah, and give her every morning. He's gonna meet her on her morning run and give her donuts and coffee. Wow, lucky girl. I hope he doesn't betray her. He gives her a key to their secret lair.
Yes.
She's very worried about Lisa, aka Tattletale, figuring out what she's up to, and she fucking should be.
Like somebody that can, like, like read minds, man. Yeah, I would not want to fuck with a lady like that.
Yeah, this is
Unless it's a sort of like, oh god, what's his fucking name? Like an Al Pacino and Donnie Brasco sort of thing. Like, if you see Donnie, tell him that I'm glad it was him, sort of a thing.
Oh, I.
Oh, have you ever seen it?
No, what's it about?
Oh, Donnie Brasco? Oh, so it's about an FBI agent that infiltrates the mafia, and the FBI agent, and it's like played by Johnny Depp. This dude, Donnie Brasco. Donnie Brasco becomes friends with Al Pacino's character, who's like a mob boss. Does this sting for years and years as like his best man, like, invited to family meals, things like that, and then Al Pacino's character finds out that, like, the feds are onto us, and there's a rat in the ranks, and it eventually figures out that it was Donnie.
Donnie Brasco.
And tells his wife, if you talk to Donnie, tell him that I said that, I'm glad it was at least him, or something like that. And then he goes and he offs himself.
Oh.
It's great. It's a great movie. I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. Is it? Do you know the director or anything? Like, is it? I feel like I should. I feel like I should have seen this movie. Like, I feel like it's like
Scorsese.
Is it Scorsese? Yeah, I feel like it's somewhat. I feel like it's a movie that, like, yeah, like people have generally seen and is considered quite good. But I have, yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I didn't even know what it was about.
And it's apparently based on a true story. Director Mike Newell.
Oh,
Yeah, not a Scorsese, but
Mike
really
Newell.
Scorsese-esque.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe it's just, yeah, considered good and considered among, classic sort of thriller, tense drama type of.
It's really good. I
Late
would recommend
80s,
it.
early 90s, sometime around?
Mid 90s. I just had the IMDb.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to keep
97.
continuing to request the information about Donnie Brasco.
No, it's a good movie though. But yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna really like Brian and then eventually really hate him for something dumb. Because of something dumb he did.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I've said this before, but there's a lot of shit set up to go really wrong, and I mean, it almost like Taylor's pretty happy with how things go at the end of this reading, but it seems like things are already going pretty wrong for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially my first question, which I already asked. After meeting Brian, she goes to school. I don't know if it's she immediately runs into the girls she doesn't like, and I don't know if one of them immediately says something to her, or if she's just like, you know what, I don't even have my project now for art class, and I guess I don't even know what I'm doing here today, so I guess I'm just not going to go to school today. And she doesn't go to school the next day either. So yeah, I was like, is that it? Yeah. Like that's kind of a slippery slope. She's not going to school anymore already. She's just doing superhero villainy.
Superhero villainy.
That's not good. when someone stops going to high school, because they have more important things to do. I'm not saying high school is for everyone, and that should be everyone's path, but
GEDs are acceptable.
it doesn't seem like Taylor is on the best trajectory right now.
No.
In a lot of ways. Brian and school and a lot of other things. We mentioned this. This seems important because it gets mentioned in 2 separate occasions at least. Oh, yeah, her dad asks her about it. But maybe that's what I was going to make a note about, that this previous January. It is now, she says that was 4 months ago. So it's about, is it like April in this book right now? Just like
I would assume so.
Maybe it's about to turn May if it was 4 months since January. But at the end of January, Taylor had to go away to a psychiatric hospital for observation for a week, instead, because she was having too much of a panic attacks going back to school. And it almost seemed like, yeah, this is what it was. When she is talking to her father, Danny he says something that made it seem like there had been an actual incident that had caused her to have to go away for observation. And the incident is not specifically mentioned, if there was one. There's a lot of things that, like, I'm not sure how many of them are going to pay off, but there's been 1 or 2 moments where I really have felt like a character is talking about something and then hasn't quite said the full thing they're going to say, which again is smart writing. So I'm not sure if that's going to be anything.
Pace. No, I get that, and again, like, all this, there's all this, like, mystique around, what's the dad's name again?
Danny Hebert. Their name is
Danny
Hebert. Yeah.
Yes. But,
Danny and Taylor.
Danny has some. Danny has some mystique, and I feel like I feel like there's going to be something fucky happening, and again, he's doing all this, like, sweet stuff and really getting into the new friends that she has and things like that. Which, again, like, a concerned father should ask and maintain, touch base to make sure that, like, they're at least halfway decent kids.
Weird, awkward conversation when you're a teenager and one of your parents says, okay, tell me the names and a little bit of background information about the 4 people that I'm dropping you off to hang out with. You're always kind of like,
right.
Well, Brandon is like this dude. Their names are Brian, Kyle, Jeff, and Adrian. Does that mean anything to you, Dad?
Does that mean anything?
Is that enough, Dad? Being in high school and talking to your parents is hell.
Yes.
Just awful. Hopefully not for everyone. My parents are cool. It's sometimes it's just impossible for people to talk to each other, and I feel like when you're in high school, it was hard for me. Well, you know what? It's been hard for me to talk to people my entire life, and that's why I feel like civilization has gone to hell out there, because I just am even more now I am more unwilling to even attempt to, like, communicate, because I feel like people are just yelling at each other, not actually exchanging any kind of information. Like, there's no even when people look like they're talking to each other, I feel like they're just part of it's me having some kind of psychosis, but the world is awful.
I mean, I get it. It's hard to have, like, real conversations with folks.
Yeah, especially when you're out there. Especially when you're out there on the street. It's just some people are just not. Yeah.
No. Like, again, lady tells me, you're supposed to let it just settle naturally, and
Yeah, well, so, I'm the one with a hole in my front yard.
I'm the one with the hole in my front yard. Are you going to dig this hole for me?
It's going to settle naturally once I put it in this hole. That's first of all, let's get the hole out of the yard.
But so Taylor skipped school.
She's not going to school anymore.
Sophia made made the tear gesture at her, and she goes and hangs out uh with her new crew,
The Undersiders.
the Undersiders, and then Brian had said, like, Lisa said you had arrived, so
Yeah.
we already know that Lisa has some range to her. To her,
Taylor
like,
should not be fucking around with this girl. Like, this is
no,
especially
no, this is gonna end terribly.
especially in a minute when she kind of starts talking more and more about how she knows she's going to get in trouble and how she thinks she can avoid it. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. Yeah, so Lisa knows that she's coming from, blocks away, sends Brian down there. Brian and in fact, Lisa must have called them or something, because Lisa's not even there. Because she goes in and they're sparring, and Brian gives her some punching lessons. She doesn't know what the balls of your feet are. There's some very
I mean,
not that
is
you're
it what we
supposed to or
call your
anything.
heel?
Well, no.
Like
It's the
no,
ball.
I know that.
No.
It's the front of your feet. Yeah, balls.
So that's what happens in the story. But
that was funny.
yeah, and they're talking a little bit about their anonymous sponsor and the fact that Lisa is the only person who makes contact with this sponsor, and that Lisa is not supposed to know who this sponsor is, but they think she probably does. And yeah, I mentioned that she was not even here. I realized that because this chapter 3.2 ends with Lisa coming into the room and saying, oh yeah, because Taylor starts saying, well, what kind of jobs do we do for this anonymous sponsor? Like, now I'm here, like, what are we supposed to be doing? And Lisa comes in and says, we're gonna rob the bank.
Pull up your socks, boys and girls. We're robbing a bank.
Yeah. And they do, and it's a big mess. And Taylor is, and this is, yeah, so among, like, many bad decisions here, like, robbing a bank is a bad decision.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I was going to say something else, but I mean, at least part of the bad decision is because when she starts explaining, and I'm not sure. I mean, they go through some planning and back and forth about, because not everyone agrees. At least Brian does not agree that they. I'll get to what I was going to say, which is she calls Arms Master. We get to see Billy Zane. That's where I'm going. But let's take it one scene at a time, because Brian mainly disagrees. Brian does. We also like him because he seems like the voice of reason. Everyone else is like, fuck, let's rob the bank. It's particularly suspicious because their anonymous boss is going to pay them double whatever they steal. So if they bring him 20,000, he's going to pay them 40,000. I'm not a math doer. I'm no kind of math genius, but that seems like poor business. But we do find out that the reason they are there is some kind of deed or a lien or something in the bank. They're instructed to also take all of the paperwork, bags and bags of paperwork, along with bags and bags of money. So that's what our boss is after. But Alec mentions, I made a note of this because Alec/Regent mentions that if they did this, they would end up on the front page, which would be incredible for their rep. And I'm starting to wonder, like, how much rep, like, what the real significance of rep is. Because we already talked about how, like, Arms Master wanted to claim the rep for capturing Lung, which he ended up getting in trouble for. We'll get to that. But, like, we've already talked about rep being important, and as something that, you know, has basically no value in the real world. I almost am kind of thinking that, like, if this was written today, these superheroes, they would all have, you know, an app on their phones, a social network that would tell them an exact number of what their rep is, and also, like, you know, information about, like, all of her Wikipedia. She'd pull up some superhero app, and anyway. Our world is drowning in apps.
It's apps and wikis.
Apps and wikis.
All these apps and wikis and the oy.
Man, oh, so we get a list of the wards. We have Aegis, who can fly around and is not invulnerable, but his healing factor is so... Also, he has a lot of redundant systems, which is what gives him an incredible healing factor. And so not invulnerable, but he can get stabbed and, torn apart and just keep going and stick his arms back on and stuff. We have... What do you think of the superhero name Clock Blocker?
I mean, fucking come on. Let's be honest. They knew what they were doing there, and that was funny.
I'll tell you what. I have cast. That's the character I have cast.
Who you have for Clock Blocker?
Young Neville Longbottom. Not adult Neville Longbottom. Do you know Neville Long? Do you know? He's a Harry Potter character. As an adult, he is. Actually, is Neville in the chess show?
And what?
I said,
in the new show?
No, I said is Neville in the chess show. There is I think it might be Harry Potter's brother in the chess show, which is called Queen's Gambit with Princess Peach. Queen's Gambit. This is... Anyway, they both are very similar. I believe it's Harry Potter's brother that is in the Queen's Gambit.
I have no clue.
Yeah, me neither. And these are all like weird black and white art photos of these men, and they all look the same. Everyone in this Queen's Gambit show, all of these men have the same face. Anyway, I don't know. One of them's... I'm picturing young Neville Longbottom, who was just sort of a round-faced kind of tousled-haired lad that was always disheveled. For some reason, I'm picturing Clock Blocker as a disheveled British lad. I don't think he was described that way, but I feel like if you're going to call yourself Clock Blocker, you're probably a slightly disheveled lad. Mm-hmm. And your last name might be Longbottom. I think Neville Longbottom. I think he's the kid that actually kills Lord Voldemort. We don't have to talk about it.
I believe that. I think that's that's how it worked.
Okay. Do you know who I'm talking about when I talk about... Because Harry Potter's brother was like huge and fat and then became a skinny actor. I think that's who's in the Queen's Gambit. Anyway, Aegis...
Yeah, I know. Dudley. His stepbrother.
Right.
Yeah, his stepbrother. Yeah.
One of those two people are playing Clock Blocker. Neville is. I think Dudley is in Queen's Gambit. Anyway, we also have Vista, who is 12 and can reshape and manipulate space, which is weird. And it's weird when it's described. And most of how it is used, basically we're going to see all of the characters, not all of them, but almost all these characters. Yeah, we get told who they are and what their powers are, and then we see almost all of them in one of the next pieces. But yeah, I don't know. I was going to say something about Vista's powers being, I guess how they're described as Taylor is seeing them as being weird and her not being sure. I was going to say that functionally, it mostly seems like she is making things being further away from each other than they are when she's actually fighting, which is still a good power to have. But it also gives, something gives Taylor a headache, which I think is really cool. That's later. We also have Kid Win. Maybe it was saying that Kid Win was a Tinker, because I wrote down Kid Win and Tinker as though they are two different characters, but I think that we've talked about how Tinker is a class, and Kid Win certainly is a Tinker. Gallant has a similar power to Glory Girl, who was Victoria, that we met in the first interlude, and he can shoot beams of light that affect people's emotions. There is Triumph is not going to be there because he has turned 18 and graduated from the wards. Yeah, so we know that the ward program is something that you graduate out of, and then you either become like part of the protectorate or you go out on your own, which
So like the ward program is basically the Teen Titans.
yes. And then they mention Shadowstalker, who we do not see, but who is Brian's nemesis and similar darkness-based invisibility type of obfuscation powers. Shadowstalker got in trouble when she was arrested because she shot a crossbow bolt through somebody and pinned them to a wall. So, yeah, more of the kind of... there does seem to be, like, I guess a little bit of accountability, or at least people are, there's a lot of, I mean, a lot of superhero media where, you're kind of, there's not just, like, the superpowers the heroes have, but there's just sort of kind of a general assumed immunity from the law. Like, you kind of assume, I mean, sometimes there's very much the cops are looking for this superhero, but a lot of times superheroes are going around doing whatever they want. And this seems like they're all trying to keep, well, to some extent, trying to keep out of jail. And in fact, yeah, coming up, there will be much speculation about how the legal process works for superheroes, which I like a lot. I think it's cool that we're getting into,
Okay,
because we're going to go into this a lot more.
Like the government act in like X-Men that limits the external use of mutant powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
I'm
that
trying
kind
to
of stuff.
think of what. Yeah, I can't. Oh, it's not the X-Men one. In Watchmen, it's called the Keene Act.
The
But
Keene Act,
That's
yes.
that's in Watchmen. Yeah, but they do. Yeah, they try to do it in X-Men. They do it at certain. I feel like they do it. I feel like that gets passed in like the Marvel universe, and then like a couple years later, it gets overturned. They keeps going back and forth. That's what Marvel comics were like. There was just this various status quos that would flop over the years. I read X-Men comics for a long time. There were some good and there were some bad. Superhero shit is cool. I kind of got
It has,
bored
like,
of
yeah.
Disney,
It has the capacity to be cool, but you have to have a story to really back it. Like you have to, I don't know, not you don't even need to humanize the character, but just make them dynamic. Which I feel like this one-dimensional, I am strong, I beat the bad guy, game over. It's
A lot of it is that. A lot of
Yeah,
superhero
and-
media is that.
Yeah, and that's all well and good, but that's what I like about Batman, in particular. Not like, fuck the billionaire shit and all that.
There's plenty.
but, like,
Batman gets plenty of bad press for being a billionaire. That's not, that's not well liked. That's not a trait anyone celebrates.
well, I mean, he's a rich douchebag.
Yes.
essentially. But what I was going to say is that, like, I don't know, like, again, like Batman the animated series, like what I particularly liked
ultra
about
classic.
Batman.
Every day.
Yes, Kevin Conroy. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. And oh man, Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill.
Hamill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, excellent stuff. But what I particularly liked about that series was the fact that there was a lot of like detective work. It wasn't
Yeah.
just beating up the guy.
Yeah,
It wasn't just beating up the monster of the week. It was actually like finding out about them.
yep. Yeah,
and
they
what
all had a
makes them
story.
tick.
They really
all
did.
had, they all had
man.
stories, and
Clayface was really cool.
the Clayface one was fairly tragic.
Man,
but
they were
again,
good. That
yeah.
show was bomb ass. I can't believe how good that show was.
But yeah, I feel like there needs to be that type of a thing for a solid superhero movie is that you need a little bit like you need to actually like utilize what the and utilize it creatively what each superhero has
Yeah.
per their thing. Like again,
What they're
throwing the dumpster and the reality of the dumpster
Doing
like
it in the
basically
moment
breaking
and
that
then,
dude's back. And the fuckity fuck.
That's a Watchmen kind of moment. Like,
that is some comedian type shit. Well, it's yeah, no, he would probably be upset that he would get in trouble more or less.
well, Watchmen is more in a. This is a hyper-violent, but like well-moderated, again, almost video game City of Heroes type of world, where like Watchmen is like, oh well, I killed 15 people, but at least I got a successful operation or whatever the fucking CIA wanted me to do, like
Right.
Which is, yeah, there's a level of severity, but there's a kind of There's always the attitude, you gotta watch out for that attitude of the hero that is doing heroic things, but they're beginning to be drunk on power to the extent that, oops, I just crushed that guy's spine, but he was a bad, and this was a bad guy. It's cool. Something that's cool to do is to write stories about racists getting their spines broken. Just, period. It's a cool thing to write about. People like that. People like reading about it. So, fuck them up, Victoria. Victoria is going to be a problem. Clearly, I mean, quite obviously,
yeah.
we're not even anywhere in this reading yet.
No, we haven't even scratched the surface of what the hell's about to happen.
We got a mention of Earth Aleph. Did you?
Oh yeah, the fact that
Professor Haywire.
Professor Haywire, yes. Split, cut a portal in time space, and therefore people can trade bootlegged stuff from the alternate universe. And according to Taylor, had seen the alternate universe's variation on the new Star Wars movies. And the fact that she said that there were two of them really sets the time.
Yeah, holy shit, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Oh my
she
god.
And she goes, or God, what was it like? Yeah, they sucked still.
Yeah,
Which was
still
hilarious.
disappointing. Yeah.
So I'm intrigued what that's going to lead to, because again, we are like,
again, a tidbit that we know we're going to visit again. Yeah.
we are webbing out a lot of shit going on right now.
And I keep pondering whether this was before or after certain things, and I feel like there's no way Rick and Morty started before like 2011. I also keep mentioning things that are made by canceled creators. But Rick and Morty has an ongoing interdimensional TV joke that is like it was something that they did like the basis of an episode each season, interdimensional TV.
I remember this.
So I'm wondering if that was after this. This inspired all kinds of things, including Rick and Morty in 2013. This inspired the It movies. This is an reading right here. Are you familiar with the term you are?
No.
I'm not even sure exactly what the definition is, but it refers to something that is like, a keystone piece of text. Yeah, the text is what people refer to as something that either is instructional to many other things or has inspired many other things. Something that is an original document that you've seen many variations of, or like, the origin of a trope. I wonder where that word comes from. I mean, yeah. It gets thrown around a lot. I feel like that gets thrown around a lot in a lot of Stephen King podcasts that I listen to, maybe, or maybe just in writing podcasts. Stephen King wrote a book, in Air Bunnies, a book called and it was a book that he was basically, he had a deal with Amazon, and they told him to write a book about a Kindle. So he writes a book about a guy that receives a pink Kindle in the mail, and there was no pink Kindle at the time. So like the mail, I don't know if he ordered it or if it just comes, but the pink Kindle has a app on it called and the app allows him to read books, Kindle books from other dimensions. And then he starts reading the newspaper in other dimensions. And I think like maybe he even figures out that he can read like tomorrow's newspaper, and he reads that like his girlfriend is going to get like run over by a drunk person. So he goes and beats the shit out of the drunk person.
What?
I think that's the story. And you're left with like, what would you if your wife was going to be murdered, would you beat the shit, would you put the person in the hospital? I think that's what we're left with.
Wow.
So that's by Stephen
King.
King. Don't read books from other dimensions, maybe.
And this is why you always leave a note.
The one-armed man.
The one-armed man from Arrested Development.
Oh my
good.
god, that was so good.
Oh my god. Where did we leave off?
She calls up Arms Master. What do you think of
Yes.
this? Bad idea, I think.
Terrible idea.
All right, this is
Like-
dumb.
But again, she's in high school. You know,
Right, yeah.
We can't exactly, expect. I mean, she's a very smart high school girl.
Yeah.
But like, man, like, yeah, that's just. I mean, I know you're trying to, make your mark and stuff like that, but just like, goodness gracious, bad ideas.
She
Just
wants to
very
stay on
bad
the side of
ideas.
the good guys, and she thinks this is how she's going to do it. She goes into, there's a lot of, even as she's talking to Arms Master, and, we get what she's saying to him, obviously, but we get a lot of interiority here where she's kind of explaining to herself why she can't say it. Like, certain things she says, she feels like she might create a strand that, Tattletale will pick up on, and she's trying to explain to him that she can't say anything because, like, basically, no matter, like, she's leaving behind, not only is there so much stuff that I feel like she's gotten herself into a situation where Tattletale's going to pick up on, because we don't know exactly how Tattletale shit works, but we know that, like, she's going to fill in the blanks, so, like, if she asks Taylor where she was and Taylor says, if Taylor lies, or anyway, basically Taylor is describing, thankfully I don't have to really, this is kind of one of those things that, well, I'm having trouble explaining exactly how she's describing it, but thankfully it's written out in the text that I don't specifically need to talk about. Wow, I'm really on a roll today with collapsing sentences and trains of thought. But yeah, she's explaining to us why it's a bad idea. Like, while she's talking to this guy.
Oh man, like, and then he's just indignant the entire time.
As you would expect.
Well,
From Billy Zane.
From Billy Zane, and after you had, ended up,
handing him rep and an arrest, which
Yeah.
I guess is important, which I guess you get points for. Rep is important. We don't know exactly how much, but everyone's very concerned about it.
and again she wanted to ask for a favor.
She wants him to look out for her. She wants not. She's basically saying, if something goes wrong, I want to come to you beforehand and say, I'm doing this, hopefully, on the side of good. I'm doing this to get information for you guys, but I'm stuck in it now. I can't tell you anything, because she doesn't say this. I'm working with a psychic, and I can't. She says that to us. But, yeah, I'm thinking, don't say any of this stuff to this guy.
No,
That's what I'm thinking.
and I mean, especially after he's like, well, like, you almost killed this guy, it ruined my rep, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, he got in trouble because of how fucked up Lung was.
Yeah. And again, like, explaining about how the guy's, like, dick is falling off and shit. Like,
A lot of talk
Dude.
about dicks getting fucked up,
yeah.
which I also like. You know,
Yeah.
sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, like, he's just you can already smell some like Homelander-esque like
Oh yeah,
douchebaggery
totally. I mean,
off
not
this
not
guy.
not that extreme, but you know, he's got the like almost
But like
the Judge
the
Dredd.
bravado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a guy. I don't know if he was described as having shoulder pads on, but I'm picturing him. That gives you a sense of I'm in charge.
Shoulder pads, and he's got a halberd that he has like a back clasp for, which is kind of neat.
Fucking Homelander's got some real fucking World of Warcraft shoulder pads on. I don't know if you can like bring the character to mind, but his shoulder pads are seriously like eagles with their wings spread. Like that's yeah, something you wear if you're an asshole.
Yes.
um.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I'm sorry. 1 second. My
No
phone's
problem.
going off.
Oh yeah. Get the phone. See what's going on. Keep in touch with the world. Strand. I encourage anyone listening. Pick up your phone and call somebody up. I never do it. I never talk on. Well, I mean, I talk on the phone if I. Yeah, basically, if I'm talking on the phone, it's probably not something I want to be doing. I'm probably making appointments or calling someone about my fucking taxes or the pile of financial horrible shit that seems to be happening. Well, it is tax time, and a lot of that shit is going on, and yeah. I owe a bunch of people a lot of money, and anyway, this is WMFB, Bloodwork FM. This is a proto-podcast, a mini-series that is going to be this is a maxi series called Thought That Was Worm. Like I said, this is an online web serial novel. It was supposed to be between 2011 and 2013, and you can find it at parahumans.wordpress.com. I encourage you to do so. It's extremely long and interesting, and, you know, we've talked about the fact that it does... I mean, this was written, probably reviewed, edited, and posted on an almost daily basis. So, I mean, first of all, it's an incredible amount of work. But, you know, if there's, you know, some sloppiness and some fastness to the writing, you kind of forgive it and go with it. And it's, you know, it's one of those kind of experiences, kind of like reading webcomics back in the day. Remember doing that? What a weird fucking thing to do.
Yeah, no, and like I apologize for that. That
No problem.
My shit was just going off really loud, and I thought it was my folks, and I thought something was wrong. So,
Oh man, yeah, definitely.
but no, it's all fine. But yeah, like it's this sort of like it feels raw. It feels like, honestly, like you have a high school girl who's dealing with all this shit, like telling you this, like it's very stylized like that. Like it really evokes the, like, whomever it's like coming from. Like I feel like there's like tone shifts in those interludes and stuff like that when it's not Taylor talking.
There is, yeah, and you can really even... I mean, it is incredibly well crafted, the way that it is layered in that way, and the way that I do feel like Taylor really does have an interior voice, and I really and even just that I can isolate pieces or posts that are more Taylor talking more to me, and it kind of explain the exposition chapters, like recognizing her interior voice and. Yeah, and then moving to chapters with more characters, and then the interludes, and they are all presented in a way where they feel different and in different voices, especially the interlude. I mean, yeah. I mean, and that's, like I pointed out a lot of things, that's just incredibly, it's smart writing, and it's structured writing, and it's like, yeah, despite what I was saying about the serialized, quickly posted nature. All of that stuff is done well. Like that was, yeah, you're really correct about that.
And and what we did find out from this little bit with Arm Master was that apparently two people within the Undersiders have killed people.
He tells her that she is hanging out with two murderers. She doesn't know who they are. One of them's Brian.
One of them's right there.
I don't know that. We
it.
do not know that. We do not know that.
I know it.
We don't.
No, we don't. We don't know that yet.
Do you know
But I
about?
guarantee you it's going to be him.
It's yeah. She would like to think it is Rachel. She does not like Rachel. She's Rachel. Yeah, we still. Rachel's a little bit. Rachel's gotten over it a little bit, but she's still not. Rachel's not that cool. We get a little bit of her background. Brian talks about her being in the foster system and being in a lot of bad households and having to fight with her foster siblings her entire life growing up. And yeah, it sounds sad. It's not a nice origin for Rachel, but Rachel's still a bad guy. Probably her and Brian. That's my guess. That's what I'm going to put money on. Rachel and Brian. Although it really could the other two very easily. Alec doesn't give a shit about anything.
No, Alec seems. I don't know. Is he passive enough to like not want to commit murder, or is he just?
Yeah, we don't know.
Like again, like when they were talking about hitting the bank, he's like, "Yeah, I could use a couple extra $1,000," and Brian goes, "What the fuck are you gonna need a couple extra $1,000 for?" And he just shrugs.
Yeah. Just,
So
just whatever. Man.
I don't know. Maybe it's either he's conveying that he's a complete fucking idiot, or that he has nothing to lose in some manner, and it's kind of a excuse me, it's some sort of like, fuck everything sort of thing. A nihilistic stance.
Yeah, he does seem to be a little nihilist, doesn't he? A little nihilistic. Do you know about something called Our RoboCop remake?
No.
You
what?
don't?
Our RoboCop remake?
Yeah, when I mentioned earlier that I liked dicks being harmed, I thought to myself of this scene from a movie called Our RoboCop remake. I wonder if this is the scene. In RoboCop, there's
he shoots the guy the guy in the dick through the dress. Yes.
Yes, that scene in Our RoboCop remake, it's really incredible. I don't think. Oh no, but that's what I'm watching here. Okay, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. You know what? I'll tell you what. I will figure. What I'm looking at is like an IndieWire article with a video like embedded in it. So I don't know the best way to. I will show this to you. But anyway, I almost don't want to like. Oh, now it's still going. Like my phone's still making noises. I almost wish I didn't say anything about it. Like it really is better if you just go in cold into this. So forget that. Forget how much I like watching dicks get blown off. Pretend that I did not mention that in relation to the. It'll be a little while. It'll be in an hour or so when I'm sending this to you. So maybe you will have. Anyway, there's a very funny scene. That scene is really something when they do it, and I'm right now I'm getting excited that I get to watch it again when I find it and send it to you. Man, yeah, sorry. We were talking about murderers.
Yeah.
Billy Zane tells her that there are some murderers in her new gang.
Let's see, where is it? Calls her little bug girl and
Yeah, that's not nice either.
and said, "You gave me a dying man," and this,
Yep.
that, and the other thing.
He sure did.
Just being an absolute dick. And then
He asked her. He wanted it. He was like, "Let me take this guy in and get the fuck out of here." And she was like, "Okay, fine."
and then she's like, "You know what?"
Now he's
like,
pissed off.
And is basically like, "Fuck you." What was it? The least you do is not screw with me on this and get me hurt or killed because your fucking rep got a smudge on it. Ooh.
Ooh.
Sassy.
That doesn't seem like. Well, again,
That doesn't seem very
but that's
Taylor-like.
yeah. I was gonna say that doesn't seem very wise, but then I was about to say, well, high school girl. But yeah, that's also not even, yeah. Although I get the feeling that Taylor keeps her mouth shut, but we are going to see more and more than people say she's eventually going to lose it, which is why she can't be around the girls at high school.
Yeah, and what was it? She says, "Fuck it, I was gonna rob the hell out of that bank." I love it.
On the way to robbing the bank, we get a lot of talk between Taylor and Lisa / Tattletale about the way the justice system works for capes. And this is kind of why they're sort of talking about how you got to be careful to not hurt or kill anyone, because that's one of the things that they'll actually, you can actually get in trouble for. Because Lisa is saying that ultimately, well, you know what she's kind of saying? She's kind of saying, without evil, there can be no good, so it must be good to be evil sometimes. And the cops know that, too. She's saying, you know who said that originally?
No.
Really, you don't? That would be big, red, round South Park Satan.
Oh, yeah.
Without evil, there can be no good, so it must be good to be evil sometimes.
Oh, my God.
And so she's basically saying that like it's good to have a sports team, and it's good for the sports team to have an enemy, and it's good for the economy of the city if they catch the bad guys and then put them in jail cells that cannot hold them, and they get out and they get in more fights and more people come to see it, and as long as they're very strictly not killing anyone, it is better for the city to have operating superheroes. And to have operating superheroes, you need to have low-level super criminals. And she's saying that that's usually why, if you don't shoot a crossbow bolt through someone, you won't get sent to the bird cage, which is where they send. The. She also talks about how. She talks about how some supervillains just become monsters, and either through your actions or physically, and she mentions that there is a villain called Nilbog. Nilbog ring any bells?
Why do I know that?
Oh boy, I can't wait, because I know you. I feel like you must. I feel like you know what this is from.
Hold on.
Okay.
Trickster Spirit, but there was something.
It is the name of the town in Troll 2.
That's what it was, because it was goblin spelled backwards. Oh my God! Holy shit!
Okay, a movie which is not about trolls and is about goblins.
Oh my God! I completely forgot that was
the town of
the fucking town in Trolls 2. Oh my God!
A great
piss on hospitality, son. I won't allow it.
And in like an incredible work of time-based media. Was it shot in like Denmark or something? Is it like, I feel like it's not an American product, but like American people that shot it really, for some reason, really cheap.
It wasn't American people. I forgot where they. I saw the documentary on it.
I think I'm thinking of. I think the first Troll. I think that apartment complex was.
They
in
might
like
have been
fucking
Greek.
Denmark or something. Oh yeah, maybe could have been. Yeah. Anyway, there are a lot. That is a well documented production, and you can listen to any number of podcasts, and there is a whole documentary called like. The whole documentary might be called like The Best Worst Movie, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that's what it's called.
You can find out.
It's actually really fascinating. It's a really fascinating doc.
There's tons of stuff to listen to and watch about Troll 2 that you don't even have to watch Troll 2. All the media about it is much better. Oh no, you think
you have to. You have to watch Troll 2.
I really should be making a list.
It should be in every single film literature class in high school.
I need to make a list of required viewing. I can't believe I say that every week that I talk to you, including the new Crow 2024.
Oh my God, the new fucking Crow! Oh my God.
Terrible.
It pains me thinking about that. I feel so bad for James O'Barr because he seems like such a decent dude.
Really good dude, really talented man. Really, just what a time to be like working in comics in like the late '80s and the early '90s. I am so jealous that everyone that lived 20 years earlier than I did and got to experience like a real world and a real economy. I am like, this happened to me last year. I started off really positive, and around this time last year, I went over the corner into such bleak doomerism that I laid in bed for the rest of the year. That's happening again. I am fucking spiraling. I cannot with people. I cannot with people anymore.
No, I mean, I get it, man. Like it's hard to deal with other stupidity, basically.
Oh man. Yeah.
And let alone like, you know, just trying to figure out things for yourself to not be in that headspace all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, valid concerns. Don't get me wrong, valid concerns. But yeah, you just find, you know, that whole thing of like, you know, things you cannot change, find the courage to change the things you can.
Right.
Something.
Accept
Something.
the things.
Mecca high, Mecca hiney ho, or
Mecca
whatever
high.
John B used to say.
Mecca Lecca.
Mecca high.
Mecca high. Yeah. That was a solid dude. John B had everyone's interests in mind. I think that.
I think he was a genuine genie. Huh.
You know who my favorite friend at the Playhouse? I wish that he was still here with me now. The pterodactyl.
Oh, Terry the pterodactyl?
Yeah.
He was alright.
You know about I liked his voice. You know the word helicopter?
No.
The word helicopter?
Helicopter?
No,
helicopter.
Helicopter. The word helicopter.
Yeah.
It's
no, I'm not familiar with.
You're not familiar with what I'm gonna say. No. It's made from two Greek roots, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want to? What do you think the second half of helicopter? What do you think the second root in it is?
Copter.
Copter. This is I love this. What I'm about to say.
I have no idea.
The two roots in helicopter are helico, which is like a spiral, right? Like a helix. Helico and pater, the same root of the beginning of pterodactyl. Pter, as in a flapping, flying thing. And helico is in a spiral. I love that. I love that copter is not part of it. Because you think copter is going to be... Jesus, what are we talking about?
Oh my...
Lisa reacts to Taylor mentioning Endbringers, and we don't know... We do not know what that means, and we don't really know why Taylor reacts to or why Lisa reacts to it. But we can assume there's a group of people called Endbringers that it is morbid to talk about. And that is mentioned at least one more time towards the end of this week's arc. Probably a team of superheroes that may be...
That may be like the Dr. Manhattan types.
Yeah, very
like if you piss them
notorious.
off too much.
Right. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. The types that are out there watching us beyond
and
the
will blink
authority.
existence immediately. Some Galactus type shit.
Man, they really... Let's not talk about Watchmen. I could definitely say a lot of things about Watchmen. Yeah, I mean that's really there's a lot of good media surrounding that story. Alan Moore, like, good job, Alan Moore. I need to read more Alan Moore books because
I need to read From Hell. I heard
that's
way
way
better than the movie.
That's what I was talking about. I listened to last year. A podcast I listened to did a whole the whole, maybe it was the entire year they were covering just all of Alan Moore's library, and From Hell was one of the more interesting. But it sounds like so much of the stuff he did sounds so cool. But yeah, maybe we will cover From Hell in the future. I want to take a look at that.
It felt like a good time. Thought that was hell.
Thought that was hell. Oh, that's perfect. I mean, that's multiple meanings in that one.
Oh my god.
I like how in the dialogue or in Taylor's narration, when it gets to 3.7, like again, the way it feels like she's talking directly to the audience sometimes. In 3.7, her narration switches to everybody's code name because now they're in costume and now they are going into the bank. Too. Yeah, really, just just neat little touches that make the structure of the writing, that reinforces the structure of something that was, probably written pretty quickly. But I mean, an insane amount of thought and work went into this, despite the fact that, I don't know. It's like you almost feel like, well, you don't expect something written in this volume and written this quickly to be done this well. Mm-hmm. I am astounded at the volume of this and the period of time during which it came out. I don't know how a person did this. I'm astounded by this work.
It was very well put together really quickly. It seemed like it seemed like there was a general idea, and it just got ran with really, really well.
Yeah, someone really was on a. I'm gonna make a commitment right now to not speculate upon any drug use on the part of the writer of this. That's the last time I will mention, because I don't want to. I don't want to say this guy was on coke or on Adderall. No, I don't want to. We're not even. Yeah. We're not going to talk. We're not even going to conjecture. I'm just throwing that out there as a thought that I'm not going to have.
I had the pleasure of meeting Phil Rinda at a Comic-Con once.
Who's that?
He's the artist for Adventure Time.
Oh, great! That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I asked him, so Pendleton Ward, man, he's roasting Bud, right? And he goes, you know how often I get that question, man? And I'm like, oh,
you must.
And he's also like, no, man, he doesn't do shit, and it's frankly upsetting because the man has such creativity that he doesn't need drugs. It's bizarre to me how much that man does not need drugs to get the creativity that he has, but and also maintain his sanity and not be a douchebag. Apparently, he's a really nice guy.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, shout out Phil Rinda. You were super rad to meet.
Phil Rinda's cool.
Phil Rinda's cool.
Do you ever see Bravest Warriors?
I haven't, but I watched a couple episodes, but I never got around to finishing it because it was.
There was a thing. It got taken. Yeah, it got taken off of YouTube, and then it was on some other service that was that you would have to get a free trial or something for. But it was. Yeah, I don't know if he wrote all of it or anything, but just creative is the word for it. Just absolutely nonstop bizarre ideas and alien superhero nonsense. Just insane shit in that show.
In that same vein, you ever watch Final Space?
No, but that does sound familiar.
That's a show that we need to get down.
Yeah, we got to talk about. All right, so far I can't. I start. Oh, hey, look! Here's the list of the things I mentioned last week. Okay, so.
There you go.
Final Space.
Final Space, yes.
Final Space, From Hell. Troll 2. Okay. Recommended viewing.
We got some shit to cover.
Crow 2024. In the Mouth of Madness. We got a lot of stuff to cover. But I do want to read. I'm going to get a copy of From Hell. Maybe I should order it. I'm going to start I'm not sure if I'm going to start soon. I'm going to start reading a book called Revelation Space because Saint and Locke would like to. It was $2.99 on Kindle if you were, and it's a singular novel. It's probably 300 to 400 pages. It's probably not 7,000 if you're interested in picking up another thing to read. But I don't know when we're going to start that, but that's another thing that's going on. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to read, and I have a lot of stuff to talk about. And I need to get out of, like, I really have been in just like a funk. I've been like just crashed out. I've been laying on the living room. This is like when it's really, I know it's going bad for me when I'm just on the living room floor. That's where I am, and that's where I tend to be, and I'm not doing anything, or I'm not doing anything to get up off of the living. I'm not there right now. Now I'm sitting up and in a chair, but maybe I won't. Maybe I won't go back and lay down on the fucking floor because everything is falling apart around me. The solution is to read books and do podcasts about them.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
The solution is stranding.
Death Stranding?
The invisible connections that people form. Thrash. Thank you for being here with me. So that I can really say this to anybody. I like that. Yeah, God, I don't want to. I need to. Now I'm on a path. Now I'm really like, as in like right now in this very moment, I'm like in a doomer mindset, and I'm gonna pull out of it, and also in general, and also in my life, and also with this fucking year.
It can only go up from there, man. Yeah.
That's right, man. It's always darkest before the dawn.
Mm-hmm. Can't rain all the time or something.
That's what that guy says.
Yeah. That's what Brandon Lee says. Hey kids, Brandon Lee says.
Brandon Lee says it can't rain all the time. What does Bob Ross say?
Happy little bushes, or
he does say that.
Happy accidents.
This is what he says. He says you gotta have opposites. Light and dark and light in painting. It's like in life. Gotta have a little sadness once in a while so you know when the good times come. I'm waiting on the good times now. Fucking God damn it, Bob Ross. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's where we're at.
Brutal.
Thank you, Bob.
I'm waiting on the good times now.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's exactly what it was like.
Now, and I've also got like 4 little baby squirrels in each of my pockets.
Oh my God, what a great guy. You remember like 2015 or 16, there was like a dance hall. I mean, of course there was remix of him talking. You know, there was always, there would be a clip on the news and someone would auto-tune it and make a song out of it.
Yeah.
There was one of those for Bob Ross. Maybe I'll find it and send it to you after this as well. It was really good. It really, he's talking about happy little trees, and there's like, dance hall, like techno music playing. Okay, without evil there can be no good. The Endbringers were like a local sports team. Homo Ludens, they cape normal capes and cells they can escape from. Reaction to Endbringers. I'm not. Yeah, did you have any thought? Yeah, you kind of said Endbringers might be the type of heroes that will just come and bring the end if you fuck with them, or if you fuck around too much. This world may be watched over. That might be why they're so concerned with rep and not killing anyone.
Let alone maybe the Endbringers were initially found after the rip in space-time.
Ooh.
Because they're like, hey, it's almost like, a dad, and they notice that the kid touched the thermostat or something like that.
That's what Dr. Manhattan is like.
Dr. Manhattan is like,
and the kids have touched the thermostat. When they get inside the bank, this is what Taylor does. This is what Gru and Gru is Brian. This is what Gru and I want to call her Worm, but I guess she's Bug. This is what Gru and Bug do when they get inside the bank. Gru makes the lobby. Well, they take 2 hostages because they have to keep quiet on the way to the lobby. In the lobby, Gru makes it dark, and Bug places, not physically places, but she sends 3 Black Widow spiders to go beyond the bodies of everyone in the lobby. And when the lights come on, she says, "Hi, I'm Bug." This is like, for someone whose powers are so ostentatious, like, her powers are so recognizable and so specific every time she's doing something in public. I'm like, what are you doing? If you don't want to get it, like, you are fucked now. So anyway, she says, "Here's a Black Widow spider on the tip of my finger. My power is I control spiders, and there's a bunch of them all over all of you. Nobody move, or they will bite you all to death." And so everyone is frozen in fear, and she thinks to herself, "I am going to hell for this. And this is a bad thing to do.
Yes.
This is an abuse of your superpowers, Bug Lady." She's already, like, this is like, and this is the slippery, she's going to make more and more decisions like this and be like, well, I'm doing this one time for this reason in pursuit of this justice or this good thing or this rep. The sliding slope she's going to be on is just perfectly set up right in this. And this is 3.7. This is where, yeah, this is really where she's at right now. You can just see how she's going to fall into the underworld with the Undersiders, the Underside. So they're looking for, they got giant dogs. They're loading them up with money and papers. The boss, their mysterious boss, wants a lien or a deed or something that is in the bank. So they're taking piles of files, which again, I almost feel like, I wonder if it was 2024 and for some reason you were a villain and you wanted like a deed to a place, would you have to like break into a bank and physically take a piece of paper? I feel like you would need to do some kind of hacking these days. I feel like having a piece of paper doesn't do it anymore. I don't know.
No,
I have no fucking idea. What's a deed? What's a lead? Do you know what a lead is?
What are words?
What are words?
Where do they come from?
People make them up. All words are made up. I gotta send you the RoboCop video and Bob Ross.
Oh my god. But yeah, they're loading up the money. Those dogs that bitch have, like, the way that they're described are just petrifying sounding.
Oh yeah, these are creatures from fucking World of Warcraft or something.
Oh, I'm reminded of like the dog from like you remember the video game Earthworm Jim?
Yes, but I don't remember a dog this gnarly.
When you know the, like, his dog's sidekick, I forget the dog's name.
Yeah. Of course, sort of vaguely. Is
Peter? That's his name. Peter. Puppy.
Is he used mechanically, or is he like in certain areas of the level?
I think it might have been Earthworm Jim 2.
Okay.
Where he, the pro guy was like tossing like little puppies out of a window, and you had to like bounce them over to Peter Puppy, who had like a basket.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds.
And then if you dropped one, he turned into a crazy, fucking dog thing.
Yeah. Vaguely. Yeah. I recall. I recall bouncing puppies. I'm not sure exactly what I was picturing. I do feel like I'm picturing something from like a game or a property, some kind of scary monster dog.
Yeah, it was like God, I wish I could find like the actual picture of when he like transforms. But I'm reminded of that. It's like brutal and visceral and and sharp pointy teeth and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck with those things.
Yeah, they're described as masses of bone bursting out from under their skin, and raw muscle and strips of fur, and teeth coming out of everything. And even as she's riding on one, she has like one of her feet, is just on one of these bone spurs, and the other leg is kind of just flopped over awkwardly because you can't even cut. You have to kind of just hang on to whatever you can hang on to because there's just claws and teeth and bone spikes and pieces of ribs sticking out of them. Yeah, neat. Very descriptive writing.
So yeah, they end up taking $41,800.
That's lots of money.
That's a decent amount of money.
That's terrible.
And and as they're about to walk out the door, they have the wards come and sit outside.
Besides everyone I mentioned, also a guy named Browbeat.
And then there's Vista.
Yeah, Vista we talked about, who changes distances and reality and makes the rain fall sideways.
And of course, Clock Blocker.
Clock Blocker.
Neville Longbottom.
When they were making plans, they believed that, most of the Protectorate is away at some kind of press function or something, or some gala, but they also did not expect... Yeah, they thought that because the wards all go to the same high school, in order to protect their identity, they would not all show up to one thing, but they seem to have all shown up, and maybe it's because Armsmaster was like, everyone be on the alert. I know some little asshole who just came and told me she was going to do a crime.
Yes, I'd like to report a crime that I'm going to commit.
That's what she's done, yeah.
What a goof.
You ever do something like that?
No.
You know?
You don't ever talk to the police.
Well, first of all,
plain and simple.
No, before weed was legal, I sent like a letter to like Twitch like support, and I was like, this was not true. I said, I have, a legal marijuana card. I'm allowed to use legal marijuana where I live. Will you guys ban me if I'm seen smoking weed on camera, even though it's legal for me? And I wish I knew what the exact wording was, but the guy that wrote me back was like, you don't have to have asked me that. You could just not ask.
Just smoke weed.
It was like
where I went.
He said something like, are you sure that you want me? Are you sure that that's what you want to ask me? Something like that, like, yeah. Because if I ask him, then he has to.
It's like going up to a cop with a bag of coke and being like, hey man, I can do this, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, whether or not you can, don't ask. Don't ask the cop. Don't ask Twitch support.
No. Call your parents.
Yeah, do that.
But and then we also got Kid Win there, who apparently like comes flying in on a skateboard like he's Marty fucking McFly.
Yeah, this is the Tinker. He hoverboard, laser beams, and he pulls out an Iron Man laser cannon from Marvel vs. Capcom.
And Browbeat.
We don't see too much.
We did not see too much of him in that, but apparently he only moves things within an inch of his body. So
right. So he can add kinetic force.
He can heal on it by concentrating on his injuries.
He can manipulate his own body so he can bulk up.
Yeah.
But we don't see a ton of him in the fight. He might get lost in the darkness. There is a lot of really, really cool kind of just action moments of things that happen. One of the dogs jumps into the side of the building and kicks off the building to grab Aegis out of the air and throw him down into the concrete. Aegis is the guy that has the super duper healing factor, so so we're allowed to beat him up as much as we want. And so Oh God, what does she do to Clock Blocker? They try to do a trick. They dress Clock Blocker up as Aegis because they think the big dogs. We didn't actually even really. We talked about how funny Clock Blocker was, but not about what his power does. Which, if he touches something, it freezes in time for 10 minutes or so. That's
pretty much it.
yeah. So they want him. They want the dogs to. They dress him up like Aegis, hoping the dogs will attack him. And get frozen. But Tattletale is too smart. But something bad does happen to Clock Blocker.
Oh god, what was it?
I really want to know how this made you feel. She forces the swarm of bugs into his ears, eyes, nose, and eyes, and there's description of them going under his eyelids. And he's not using his power, because if he does, they'll get frozen in his throat and his eyes. But eventually, he coughs and panics so much that he uses the power and basically is stuck frozen with bugs all over him and in his mouth and his nose, and they're all the things that are frozen in time are frozen solid in time and space. Like you can drive a car through a sheet of paper, or the sheet of paper will go through the car if it's frozen by a clock. So
yes,
he is.
I think that was how it explained. Yes.
So
It's a very cool concept, I will say.
It's definitely all of these powers are very neat, and you feel like they are going to have very weird specific applications or weird cool things they can do, and they all work in a sort of, they all sort of have, there's attention to like what these powers can and cannot do, and like it's
and
really,
positives and positive effects, negative effects. Like, not everybody with a superpower is like, all consumingly powerful. They have their limitations as well, which is, again, with this fucking creepy ass bug shit, fucking fantastic. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, bugs down the throat. I'm sure we're gonna see lots of bugs down the throat. But so this guy is, and I think that's basically the end of him in this reading. I think he gets frozen with bugs down his throat, and we don't really hear about him again. Because Jesus, God, that's like one of my nightmares. Like if a bunch of bugs really wanted to be in my mouth, like I would lose my fucking mind. Like, what do you fucking do? Like, they're getting in there. They're going in your nose too. Jesus.
Oh, and then Vista and Bitch fight, which was, I thought, again, like the Vista power is going to be, it's like some MC Escher shit, and I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Like she can create Inception shit, like that's fun.
Does Bitch take her out? I don't think I have in my notes what happens with Vista, but she is, the main wards here are defeated. But they are, they're fighting. Bitch fights hand to hand for a moment.
Gallant Gallant shot
Wow.
a laser. Shat a laser.
Shat a laser.
Shat a laser that apparently made Bitch angry.
Yeah, his blasts control emotions. Yeah, they all do something weird. There's just something a little bit fiddly about each of these powers. Really cool.
And oh god, what was it she does? I have no. I must have completely missed where Vista gets taken out.
It might, you know what I mean. It might be off camera because we go back. We get a long piece of what happens inside after like a bunch of those sort of action moments. We get a long scene inside the bank.
Oh, and Gru puts the big like shadow shield on everything.
Yeah.
As they're going outside to kind of start the fighting. That was
a lot of this fighting is in and out of the dark. Yeah.
Yes. Shoots Bitch, and then Yeah, her and Vistic still fight. And then Taylor begins talking about her headache.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I really like
This I thought was really, really neat to find out in the end.
the way this is
Especially
handled.
consider-
Yeah.
Especially considering how we were introduced to what was the problem in the interlude, which I thought was really interesting. But Kid Win apparently breaks out a gigantic fucking turret.
Yes, floating platform laser cannon turret.
Yeah, and begins shooting at stuff. Thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in damages
Does
to
that
surrounding buildings.
is anything like that actually said? Does anyone actually mention that like property damage or anything like that? Because that almost like
That's in the interlude for the.
oh, it is.
the end of this-
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotta get to that. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and that whole thing is really interesting too because
I feel like as a word, he's probably not supposed to be out there causing property damage, but we'll see. We'll see how much. We'll see how much the rules apply to
it's
who.
so good.
Oh yeah.
It's so
Okay.
good. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Be prepared for some funny shit.
Thresh is ahead of me. Well, I'll fucking read that tonight. I'll get. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what happened last week. That I woke up this morning being like, "Oh my god, it's Monday." I don't even. I have no idea what happened last week. Period.
No, it's all good.
About about anything. Anything that
I
happened.
would also like to shout out Rain RA, I believe is how you say their name on YouTube, who's got the Worm audiobook. Actually a fantastic.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I don't know if it's everything, but there's a lot of it. Oh my gosh,
Good
is
to
there a
know.
lot of it.
Oh, good to have that as a resource. That's awesome that someone did that.
And also mentioned the author's name, but I forgot to write that down because I suck.
The author?
Yeah, it's J.C. What?
McRae?
1 second. 1 sec.
It's John C. McRae.
John C. McRae.
Yeah,
Yes.
Wild Bow. So
But yeah.
when Bug threatened everybody with the spiders, she noticed a particularly nasty look from a freckly young woman that had been waiting in line at the bank. And I'm not sure exactly how this is all revealed, but yeah, Bug starts getting headaches, and she starts realizing that not only is it getting harder to control all of all of her bugs outside, but she starts realizing that the bugs that are inside the bank are reporting incorrect information and are not doing what she wants them to do, and she's losing control of her powers. And yeah, I don't know in what order this is all revealed, but basically the girl that was the freckly girl that was looking at her meanly comes up behind her and bashes her with a fire extinguisher in the head. And
we also forgot to mention that among the people that are outside, there was one person that was on the roof that we did not happen to figure out who was on top, who was there.
that's right, and it's not Shadow Stalker.
It is not Shadowstalker. But after the fire extinguisher hit,
Yeah, the long and short of it is that this girl is Panacea, Amy Cullen? Not Cullen. Oh, it was on the notes I took from my mom's house that my cat was trying to... Amy Dallin.
Jalen.
Amy Dallin, Panacea, sister of Victoria Dallin, Glory Girl. Glory Girl?
Glory Girl.
Panacea is who has struck Bug with the fire extinguisher, and the way she was able to hijack... Basically, she tells, like, Bug grabs her and puts a knife to her throat, and Amy, Panacea, says something like, you know, that suit is blocking my powers, or I'd be giving you cancer or boiling your brain right now. So but we also understand that she has done something. So even at that moment, I was like, wait, is this... Did somebody fuck up here? Like, if she can't affect her because of the suit, why is she able to do this? And shortly it's revealed that through the 3 spiders connected that are on Panacea's body, and because they have a psychic connection to Bug, Panacea is able to use some of her powers through the psychic connection into Bug's mind, even though the suit is blocking her powers, and fucks her up real bad with headaches and makes all of her sensory input from the bugs incorrect. And I think that is very cool, the mechanics of that, if I did a good job explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got a knife to this girl's throat. And basically, Tattletale went and did something. We don't know what. She had to go do something else in the bank. So it may not have even, this deed or whatever they're looking for may have just been, a catfish or whatever. I'm not sure exactly the expression, but
a red herring?
A pigeon drop? Yeah, maybe a red herring. But anyway, it may have been a distraction from whatever Telltale was actually doing. But Telltale is able to, well, first of all, Glory Girl comes into the bank. She was on the roof. She's big and important. She's a member of New Wave. I think she's a graduate of the Ward program, but I don't think it is specifically said that. Her sister is Amy.
She might have been a dropout.
That may have been mentioned in the first, yeah. But we got a fucking standoff. Telltale and Bug are there. They've got a throat to Amy's knife. And Victoria is saying, if you do anything to Amy, I'm going to kill you both very violently. And this is very comic booky because they all really do a lot of bantering while they're all in this standoff.
Yeah.
And it's like in a movie where someone says there's 30 seconds left, and then like 5 minutes of other scenes happen, and you're sitting there going, what the fuck? Because I'm going, the fight's happening outside, they have to get the fuck out of here, but they're all standing there with knives to throats, just kind of having a conversation. But Tattletale figures out that the connection is between the spiders that Panacea is touching, and Bug, and Tattletale is able to, with a laser pointer, while keeping eye contact with Victoria, this seems very far-fetched, not having Victoria notice that she's laser pointering the spiders so that Bug can kill them and sever the connection to get her powers back. And then a bunch of other people end up with bugs being forced down their throats. More or less where this ends up.
People just become human windshields.
Interestingly, a couple interesting things. One is that Tattletale is saying to Victoria that she is psychic, and Victoria is saying that is impossible. They've done these studies, even with powers. You can't read people's minds. The processing power, human brain meat, blah, blah, blah. And in this exchange, it is mentioned that there was a hero. The only psychic known to have existed was called Smurg. And that person was an Endbringer. So these are very powerful, dangerous guys, the Endbringers, whether it's a classification or a group. Smurg is the name of some kind of legendary bird that might lay an egg at the end of the world or something. It might do something that means the world's going to end, or it might just live for 1,000 years. I don't know. And also, Victoria is not invulnerable, but she has a force field around her that basically will blink off if she takes any kind of heavy hit or blow. So Tattletale pulls out a pistol and fucking shoots her, and then Bug, while the shields are down, Bug fills her mouth full of bugs. That's what happens. Yeah, how did you like all the bugs going down people's throats in this? This little exchange.
I'm noticing a pattern.
This is what this book's going to be about.
I also chuckled really hard when Tattletale just keeps calling Glory Girl Glory Hole.
Glory Hole. That's right. That's what she's called.
That's funny. For
Should we cast? Speaking of, since we're talking about canceled people today, should we cast Amber Heard as Glory Hole?
Amber as Glory.
I'll stop. I'll stop talking about canceled people.
Oh my god. Let's see what. I'm trying to see where in the story we were at.
There's
Yeah, they
one-
basically escape.
There is they threaten Tattletale with her knowledge.
Oh, yeah, that's
threatens-
right.
She says that she knows. We did not mention this, but Amy is not Victoria's. They were raised together. She's her
they're
stepsister. Not her stepsister. She's an adopted sister. The thing that Tattletale finds out and threatens to tell is the name of Amy's true father, who is some type of notorious supervillain.
Possibly an Endbringer.
Possibly an Endbringer. And this is such a secret that Victoria doesn't even want to know. Victoria couldn't even stand knowing. So yeah, so that's interesting. So that's a card that Tattletale has.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they do escape, and the end of this arc is Bug Taylor saying to herself, "We did it. We got away with it. I'm fucking awesome." And I'm like, man, you are so on camera and gonna be all. If you're looking like you like Alex said, you got some rep now.
Oh yeah.
It's not the.
You
I don't think
definitely
it's.
got the rep you wanted.
I don't think
you
so.
got rep now.
Yeah, you got rep now, lady. Go for it.
But do you want to? What I was gonna say? Do you want to cover the interlude next week?
Why don't you tell me about it a little bit, but we'll review it
Okay.
next week. Yeah, tell me some things that happened. I'm open.
Okay.
I'm fresh ears.
So what's the name of the woman that runs like the headquarters for the Suicide Squad? I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute since I've covered that.
Amanda Waller.
Yes. So we basically have like an Amanda Waller type situation.
Ah, okay.
We're kind of led into they're explaining like the parahuman headquarters.
Okay, yeah.
And,
This is
and about how it's like this immaculate building and big tall like cutouts of like their heroes and big decent sized like pictures of each of the protectorate. And then we meet director Piggott, who's the Amanda Waller of this universe, it seems.
Piggott with a G?
Piggott. Yeah,
Piggott.
Piggot.
Piggott.
Excuse me. And it just so happens that the Wards have come back after getting their asses kicked by the Undersiders. And what I didn't realize from the initial reading was how fucked up Aegis was.
Oh, I bet, yeah. And in
Because he's like a massive bloody mess, and it was described that some of the wounds were nearly a foot across.
ooh.
And
Yeah,
Piggott is
they
like,
beat him up and shot him with a laser cannon.
yeah. Apparently he suffered a punctured lung, and he began to apparently stick his fingers into his chest cavity to show the through and through on the punctured lung, which disgusted director Piggott.
He
But I
doesn't,
thought that was just really funny. And
he doesn't seem
so
like he
she's-
minds too much.
But she's basically like Amanda Waller and PR on top of it.
Ah,
Like you know like the crazy PR lady from
she wants to do a spin.
she wants to do a spin.
Like she wants to figure out the spin she's going to put on the story. Like, PR
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Yeah, she's basically the one that. Yeah, she's basically the one that takes care of that stuff, and then also when we were talking about that turret.
Ah, yes.
So that's when she's like, yeah, you assholes lost. You caused, millions of dollars in damages.
Yeah.
And that's going to come out of your, quote unquote allowances.
Okay.
So we learn how these people are paid. They live on site at the PHQ, of course. But yeah, they get paid. I don't believe they explained who pays them exactly.
Uh,
And we also come to find out that Glory Girl is not a member of the wards, and is
I was
and it
speculating.
was
Okay.
yes, and it was actually uh, it's actually against procedure within the ward's program to work with unlicensed heroes. And
Sure,
so
that makes sense.
and you also come to find out that Gallant and Glory Girl have a relationship.
Okay, yeah, that was briefly mentioned in like one line.
But he was trying to get her into the Young Wards, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But or like kind of letting her in on some of their work and territory, and apparently that did not fly with Director Piggott. And so
Yeah, the people at the top don't like that shit.
no, but then she turns to Kid Win about
Unregistered
his fucking
heroes?
turret.
Forget it.
Yeah, but turns to Kid Win about his fucking alternator cannon.
Alternator cannon.
Yes, that's what the turret thing was called. And wanted to know where you can find the documentation from the military and science teams within the organization. She's also like the Hermes comrade of this office as well. She's very, very bureaucratic. Like, you didn't fill out this form to do this. That's going to be coming out of. That's going to result in some form of a punishment.
Hermes
and-
Conrad?
Yeah, like from Futurama. The bureaucrat guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I knew who that was. I didn't think it was going to be that. Gotcha.
But like basically acquiesces like but you know what? You can keep the cannon, but you have to remove the power source and it's only to be used if a Class A threat is happening. And if you pull it out again, you're in deeper shit than you already are.
Right. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so yeah, these are very policed heroes.
Yes.
I mean, these guys in particular, but it seems like they all are. They're all...
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say that Kid Win also ended up in a disciplinary review, and
Ooh.
and two men in suits came and marched Kid Win down the hallway.
Oh, dear.
Yep.
Well, that's what you get for firing our alternator
Artillery.
cannon.
An alternator cannon. Yes. And then the rest of the team comes in, sits down. They have a general discussion about what happened. And we also found out where Shadow Stalker was. She apparently was AWOL and couldn't make it in time.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember everything else. Gallant basically begins trying to come up with ideas about what this particular villain team is about, and figures out motive and things like that.
They got a girl that puts spiders down people's throats.
Initially they thought that Taylor was a boy because but Clock Blocker apparently said after talking to the hostages they found out that she was a girl, and nobody knew what she was called. They're just throwing out names. Oh god, what was it? They decided to call her Skitter.
Skitter. Okay.
And then they call Taylor Skitter, and they just continue general discussion about costumes and things like that. Arms Master comes and visits
Oh,
the wards.
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane comes in, along with Miss Militia.
Oh. Oh, I like that there's two guys on the Protectorate on Arms Master's team called Battery and Assault.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Again, what if there's just one line, little tidbit of lore drop?
Mm-hmm.
Which again, there's a ton of it, but I like the way that it is peppered, even though we now know like 500 more names than we need to at this point in the story.
And then right behind our Master and Miss Militia is Panacea.
Ah, yep.
And she comes and offers her healing powers as a thank you for helping her and her sister. And
but she is not a member of the Ward. She's a member of the New Wave.
yeah, she's a member.
But she is on good terms with the wards and comes and does her powers on them
and helps them out.
Okay. I think Fantasy is cool. I think what she did with the spiders was fucking cool.
That was a cool concept, I thought.
Yeah, someone's really thinking about all this shit. That's really one of the. You can really tell someone's really fucking thinking about this shit.
Let's see. Sorry, Melissa. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember if there was anything really important here.
Any lore? We will revisit this interlude.
So
or maybe just my thoughts on it.
Yeah. No, we're getting a lot of information about, like, for one, the way that the justice system a little bit more works in this.
Oh, cool. That is interesting.
Let alone the very workplace like bureaucracy of the PHQ. It's
Sure.
just really funny. You know, you didn't fill out this acquisition form, this, that, and the other thing.
Because obviously it would be like that.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, they're basically at a police academy. There's going to be forms, and they're going to get, and you get in trouble if you fire your alternator cannon.
And we come to find out that so Gallant offers to be the first to be healed by Amy.
Oh.
And Amy basically confesses to him that, like, she feels burdened being able to save lives. And it's more the fact that she feels like even if she spent like a night, like every night for 2 to 3 hours at a time, there are thousands of other hospitals I can't make it to. I can't help 1% of them if I put in 24 hours a day, and it tears her apart apparently. And I thought that was a very deep, very real concern for somebody who has that type of a capacity, you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a situation that reminds me of. I'm not sure, but please continue.
And she also explained that she basically saved the life of this kid from Cairo. And basically said he was lying there fast asleep like an angel for just a second, and I considered just leaving him. And he would have died if I hadn't done the job. I hated him. And hated the fact that he's going to have a normal life in comparison to mine.
Alright, so some complexity for Amy. That's cool.
And the other big revelation here. And I wanted to make sure that I read this right.
Okay.
And it was that she basically begins to start talking about, like, stuff going on at home, and stuff about like about like the how she's kind of intrigued by like what Tattletale was trying to tell her, and why Victoria doesn't want her to know. And then Gallant proceeds to ask, "Does this have anything to do with the rather strong feelings you have towards me?"
Ooh, both the sisters like him. Ooh.
Let's see. Yeah. Basically, all Panacea says is take care of my sister and make her happy. And Panacea, wait, the room is Panacea picked up the marker by the computers. With a grim expression on her face, she began filling in Tattletale's section of the whiteboard.
Oh, with what she figured out about Tattletale?
Apparently figured out something, so I'm very intrigued by this.
Well, I'm sure, I mean, they had a whole interaction. I'm sure she picked up plenty of shit. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm almost on Amy's side in all of this. Right now, Amy's the fucking hero, as far as if anyone in the book is.
Amy is laying down some law right now, man, that's for sure.
All right, man. Well, Arc 4 is called Shell.
I'm intrigued to see what Shell has in store. I'm very intrigued to see what Amy put on the whiteboard. I want to. I don't know. It's like the whole concept of dramatic irony like makes me giggle. It's like oh, I know things, but like oh my god, they know things too. Yep. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, it's like Death Note.
There's a mystery. It's almost like Death Note. I know things and they know things, but do they know the other things?
Which of the things that I know, which things do they know? And if I know the things that they know, can I get to the thing faster than the other? Jesus Christ, Death Note. Oh my God. That's what the whole show is.
pretty much. But yeah, man.
My power lies in what he does not know that I know. Yo, thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Cool.
Yo, I love Death Note.
Oh man. Too funny, way too funny. What a bonkers show.
Did you watch the American movie with us?
No, I did not.
Light Turner. Did you watch it ever?
No.
Not too bad.
His name was Light Turner instead of Light Ayanami.
Yes. And William Dafoe plays his Babadook.
That's actually pretty fucking.
And
that's
Margaret
the only good casting thing of that.
I'm trying to think of the name of the director. I think he directed House of the Devil. I think he directed a movie called You're Next. I can just look this up. The director is kind of good. I think he directed like Godzilla vs. Kong or some weird shit, but like I think he directed some good movies. And that Death Note movie, it's nothing like the anime. I think the biggest problem it's one of those things where the problem people have with it is that it's nothing like the source material. But unlike The Crow 2024, unlike The Crow 2024, Death Note is fine. It's actually just a fine movie. Like, it's not actually bad. It's just fine. But because it's called Death Note, people are going to hate it, I think it's fine. I want to know what the director... I'm going to tell you what the director is named before I let you go. Death Note... Which one is this? 2017? Could it have been 2017?
I think so.
Yeah, that's him. It was directed by Adam Wingard. Yeah. Adam Wingard has directed a couple cool things, including segments from VHS, You're Next, which I recommend, and Godzilla vs. Kong. Yep. Some cool shit. Remake of Blair Witch, which I found boring, but a lot of segments and a lot of horror shorts and things. Cool guy, Adam Wingard. Death Note, Netflix, again, not so bad.
Like even like the Dragon Ball movie.
Oh boy, that's bad.
I did not see that.
No, not at all.
But no, I didn't get around to it. But when did that come out? Like 24?
Oh, Dragon Ball?
Oh no, not that. Like the Dragon Ball movie. It was like
not 24. 2009? Is that what you meant to say? That's
2009.
That's the Dragon Ball movie. Dragon Ball Evolution is what it's called. It's got the guy from
Dragon Ball Evolution,
Shameless.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that was 2009. Holy shit.
That would be my guess.
That's 100% correct.
Okay,
I'm
good.
looking at it.
Yeah, that's what I
But
thought.
yeah, why?
Oh, boy, yeah,
I only saw one scene from that movie, and I'm like, why the fuck are people doing this to
So,
themselves?
just like the Dark Tower movie I made you watch, somebody thought that was a property that someone owned for some reason. They were like, this is worth money. If we make this movie, it'll make money no matter what. But it just got handed off so many times, rewritten so many times. So it went through 10 years of going back and forth. It's being produced, it's not being produced. And to go through all that and then to get Dragon Ball Evolution at the end, like it's
It's nonsensical.
they tried that hard to figure out, because it's a bunch of committees figuring out, well, like, how can we make it appeal to American people, and what do the fans like from this? And there was an era before the internet really took over where something that springs to mind is X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they did Deadpool without a mouth. Like, what committee?
Oh yeah.
What committee figured out that was the move? Oh, hey.
Because it's the Merc without a mouth.
Yeah,
see?
without. Yeah, funny. We're subverting expectations. My headcanon is that somebody working on that movie had an ex-girlfriend, right? The ex-girlfriend loved Deadpool. She couldn't wait to see Deadpool in a movie. So this guy was like, I'm going to make the worst fucking Deadpool movie she's ever seen.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that one. But that is wild.
Man,
Let
it ain't
alone
great.
that one was also Ryan Reynolds.
It was Ryan Reynolds. Yes, it sure was. And Mary Ender Brandybuck was there too.
No idea who that is.
He's the Mary Ender Brandybuck. He's a hobbit. Do you know Pippin?
What?
You know Peregrine Took?
Yeah.
And Mariander Brandybuck. He was on Lost. He was Charlie on the beach. Do you know? Well, you know about Lost. You know Charlie?
Yeah. Oh.
That actor was in the
that
Deadpool
actor.
movie. Yeah. Sorry, not Mariander Brandybuck was not in the Deadpool movie.
I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
I really wish I knew the name of the act. Dominic Monaghan was Charlie, and Mariander Brandybuck, and he was in the movie with Deadpool and Wolverine. Not Deadpool and Wolverine, but the first movie that had Deadpool and Wolverine in it from 2009. Good year for movies. Really bad. It really was like the sort of total awareness of the internet and like knowing
Dominic Monaghan. That's what
Dominic Monaghan. Does that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I said. I might not have said Dominic.
I thought you said Donald McMonaghan.
Donald McMahon. I very well may have said that. That's Donald. Probably. Jesus
Donald
Christ.
McMonaghan.
Yeah, really, 2009, really special time for shit before... It's bad that creators listen to what fans are saying on the internet, but it was a really bad time when like committees were trying to figure out what fans wanted in 2009 and giving us, Transformers movies and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, which also is very good, and maybe I'll make you watch someday.
Oh, the what was it, Michael Bay one?
Yeah, with Krang and shit, and Bebop and Rocksteady.
I did not see that, but I'm
It's good.
always intrigued to see that.
I feel like Tyler Perry is in it, but I might be wrong about that.
Tyler Perry is a Ninja Turtle as Medea.
I think he's I think he's Baxter Stockman. Do you know that character
Baxter Stockman.
in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? He's like a lab coat wearing doctor that eventually turns into a big fly in the cartoon. But for a long time, he's just like a mad scientist who he helps make Bebop and Rocksteady in the cartoon. I watched a lot of that cartoon.
I watched a lot of it too, but I don't remember.
Yeah, there's no reason you would. But that, man, yeah, that was something I really liked. I liked it when things mutated. I liked it when things turned into other things, and I just liked monsters. I liked watching cartoons in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I don't like watching cartoons as much now, but
I still stand that they like. I kind of want a Freakazoid reboot, but I also kind of don't, because I'm afraid of what they'll do to it.
yeah, did we talk about Freakazoid last week, or did someone else
I
bring
think it was a
Freakazoid?
handful. It was a handful of weeks
Okay,
ago.
we did talk about, yeah, someone else. I feel like someone else recently mentioned Freakazoid to me, but yeah, that was good shit too. Freakazoid and the Animaniacs, man, I really used to like. I used to like those afternoon. So yeah, speaking of Batman the Animated Series, man, every fucking day after school, I think it was on at 5 p.m. in my town. That was yeah, man. After school cartoons was awesome.
It was like right before dinner. You watched the episode, and then dinner would be ready. That's what I remembered as a kid. It was always around dinner time. You watch Batman, and then it's dinner, and then after that was probably Rocko's Modern Life or something like that.
Man, I hope that heaven is just fucking eternal Friday afternoon in 1993. I can't even think of I have tears in my eyes thinking of that as even a possibility. Man, that
Friday
was
afternoon in 1993.
Fucking, we had no idea how good we had it. Man, in 2010, I had no idea how good I had it.
Same.
What am I going to be saying in 10 years? I hope I'm saying something.
Oh man.
Yo, do you want to see how much of the Worm song you can stand to listen to? Because here's the full thing.
I kind of want to hear this.
It's honestly terrible. It falls apart so bad. I'm gonna cut the recording after like the first chorus when what we already heard plays, but I'll play it. Here we go.
Oh
This is
my
it.
God.
This is the
Let's do
fucking
WMFB.
Jesus.
No.
No, fucking art is over with. Almost sounds like Mortal Kombat.
Thinking that, yeah.
One girl says, girl, you'll always lose. Then she goes low, talks about my mom. I bite my lip, keep moving on. In the library, by the old back shelf, a weird email says, come find yourself. I click that name, my hands go cold, but I stand up tall. I don't fold. Ooh, I see it now. They want me swamp.
Did you just put in like the entire like?
I typed in my brief recap of what happened, and this is what and then the title of the show, which is this. Thanks for listening.
Have a good one, everybody. Oh my god, this is so terrible.
Now watch me turn.
Now watch me turn.
Okay.